put your hands together for Mr. DeanHolland.
Hello. So I'm hearing, yeah.
Well done.
Thank you very much, everybody. So yeah, it's a bit late, so hopefully I'll try and get through this as quickly as I can for everyone. Thanks for sticking around, everyone that's here. So possibly a slightly confusing headline for some people. Hopefully that's not the case. But basically what I want to show you today is how to make less sales, more money, but work fewer hours. Sound good? Everyone's down with that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool stuff. But just basically the whole theme of what I'm going to be talking to you about today is not basically to trash your business by saying make less sales. It's the point that in my business I actually need to bring less customers in, yet make more money than several people that can bring in multiple thousands of customers a month. And that's because we basically have a whole structure to the business, a full kind of evergreen business system that we can kind of put people through, a full back end to the business, full range of products, different product lines, different ticket prices, and basically when we bring customers in, they flow through this sequence, and for X amount of customers that go in, we know we're going to make X amount back. Okay, so just basically before we get into that, I'm sure there's a lot of people that have no idea absolutely who I am. So just very quickly, just want to go through this. Like I said, I'm going to whip through it as quickly as I can for everyone. First discovered internet marketing way back now in 2004. Kind of went on a pretty typical kind of route, I guess, that a lot of people go down, whereby I was on that sort of route of buying product after product, jumping from course to course, all that kind of thing. I don't know if anyone's done that sort of thing, but that was me. Basically, by the age of 24, I got myself into over $60,000 of debt, which sucks. Basically, that was on a whole stack of like credit cards, loans. Got myself into a whole heap of mess there, and was really on kind of a big downward spiral with that. End of 2008, got myself a mentor. Finally, started actually learning from someone. And from that moment onwards, things really did start to change quite quickly. Okay, so there's a big tip there for anyone. To the point of probably, was it about 5 weeks after I got a mentor and finally started learning from someone, having not made anything in those 4 years, I think it was about $3,400 within about 5 weeks once I started learning what to actually do. So really started turning things around quickly to the point where it was the following June, so about 8 months later, quit my day job in 2009, June 2009. Never worked for anyone else since, made, I think it's approaching about $1.5 million since then. But more importantly now, what I really enjoy mostly, like I said, this is where the less sales part is going to come from. I actually just prefer working with smaller groups of people in a coaching type environment and actually just showing other people what I've been able to do and how they can do it themselves. And they've seen a lot of success doing that. Just very, very quickly, just want to read this first part of this blog post to you, because I don't know, just out of interest, just show of hands, who is making, say, less than $1,000 a month online at the moment? Okay, cool stuff. Right, well basically I just want to read you this. October 20th, 2008, I made this first blog post. This is when I was just, I'd met the guy who was going to be my mentor at an event, funny enough. And basically this was just before I joined the coaching program, right? So this is having been online for about 4 years up until this stage. I just basically put this, I'll just read this first part. My first ever blog, and why? Quite simply, I want to build an online business and I want to be able to help others do the same. 12 months ago, I realised finally that if you want to be successful, you're going to have to work for it. My name's DeanHolland, 24 years old. I've spent far too many years waiting for the cash to find me. Guess what? It hasn't happened. My online earnings to date, zero. This is where it starts. And basically, throughout the course of that blog post, I went on to say that my first ever goal from that moment onwards to make that one first dollar. Okay, so the point of the matter is that I'm making there, things can change very quickly. So for those of you guys that just put your hand up, if you do the right things and you learn from the right people and you put the right things in place, you can turn it around very quickly, right? Basically, having made that first goal in 2008 to make $1, we are aiming and on track basically by the end of the year to be doing $500,000 a month. So that's how literally quickly things can change. So what I just want to briefly touch on, because there's been quite a lot of this spoken about over the course of this weekend. A lot of people have been talking to you about how to actually get customers. You've heard about product launches, you've heard about WSOs, creating products, launching products, all great stuff, all got to be done. But what I want to tell you is acquiring the customers and doing that side of things is literally just the beginning of your business. Acquiring that customer is just stage one. So yes, it's the first thing you've got to focus on, but don't be short-sighted and think that's where it kind of stops, because it really is literally just the beginning. And there's something that I call the C&B trap, which is basically churn and burn. Now, I've seen a lot of marketers do this. There's, like I said, there's far more marketers in the industry that can make a lot more front-end sales than me. I don't claim to be the best at bringing customers in. What I can tell you is I probably make more money per customer than most people in the industry because of this. Okay, therefore I don't need as many sales, I have less support, and don't really promote for anyone else, if I'm honest. So there's this whole churn and burn mentality, and you will see it happen. And I think the thing is, when you first start bringing customers into your business, so if you're taking on board what a lot of people have been teaching to you this weekend, and you're actually going to leave here today and start creating your own products and releasing those, one of the things that is very easy to fall into the trap of, hence the name, is actually starting to being able to make an income from sending emails to your customers, and almost the excitement of that happening for the first time turns on a bit of greed in a sense. Okay, you might not foresee it might happen, but I've seen it happen a lot of times. It happened with me, and I've seen it happen with a lot of other people, and you literally see that, oh, I can send an email, I can make a bit of money. What if I send a few emails today? What if I send 7 a week, right? What if I send 3 today about the same product, or sometimes multiple products? I've seen many, many people do it. It's very short-sighted. You'll make some money, very soon your list won't want to listen to you anymore, and it's quite damaging long-term. You know, I'm assuming there's not one person in this room, hopefully, that doesn't want to have a lot of long-term success. You want to be around for the long term, right? And you want to build your business in a sense of doing that. So the obvious success metric with online business is traffic to an offer equals sales, right? I'm sure you've heard it before. It's not entirely accurate. Traffic plus conversions equals sales is the key. If you are taking notes, write these down. But by the way, I will be giving you a link at the end of today. I wasn't 100% prepared, so can't give you the slides right away, but within 48 hours of getting back to the office this week, we will be able to give you the slides, right? So there's a link, you can get a free gift actually on that, we'll give you that at the end. So that's the key, you know, conversions are the key. It's not about the traffic, it's about the conversions. When you've got the conversions, when you've got the setup, traffic isn't difficult. There's so many ways to get traffic. You just heard Simon talking about being able to do a solo ad, send it to his offer, make money. Okay, so the conversions were there to be able to buy the traffic profitably. There's not a lack of traffic online, there is a lack of conversions, okay? So obviously, just very quickly, 2 ways to get traffic, paid traffic or what people would call free traffic, which essentially you've still got to work for it. So I think free traffic is quite a bit of a myth, so I want everyone's kind of mindset and perception on free traffic to be slightly different to what you may be thinking. It's not free, there is no such thing as free traffic, because at the end of the day, you could spend multiple hours a day doing various traffic generation methods that you would put in the free category, but at the end of the day, you wouldn't go to a job for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week to not earn any money. So your time has a value, right? And so there is no such thing as free traffic, so just be aware of that. Now just to cover both 2 parts very quickly, the offer part, here's where most people fail because they don't actually focus on creating a compelling offer to sell to their marketplace. You know, so one thing that's very clear, and I think the reason I just wanted to cover this quickly is because having worked with a lot of people now, a lot of people have a negative perception of selling, right? They come into this industry and they don't think they've got to sell. You know, they say, you know, I want to be an affiliate marketer, I don't want to create my own products, I don't want to sell. If you are making money on the internet, whether it's a product owner or as an affiliate, you are selling something. Right? Anytime a commission is paid to you, it's because somewhere in the world, someone is spending money, right? So you can't have a negative view on selling. You have to accept that any business in the world, even all these stores on the high street, right? If they don't have a customer walking in their door, they're not selling anything, they're not making any money. If that continued for a period of time, they would close up. So I've got this saying, customers create cash. You know, and it literally is the key. If you don't have customers coming into your business, and you don't have that long-term view on generating customers into your business and adding further value to them by making further offers, and those offers increasing in price tag and increasing in value, your business really will struggle. You know, so like I say, you can't have that narrow-minded short-term view on generating some customers, being able to send some emails, and that's your income, because it won't last. So just very, very quickly, like I say, I realise we're running quite late here, so I just want to go through this actual typical story. The reason I'm doing this story is I want to ask anyone at the end if any of what I'm about to say relates to you in any way, shape or form. Okay, and I'll tell you something at the end of this story. So this is what I would call the typical journey of someone that wants to start an internet business. So one day you're basically looking around on the internet, you come across a little ad that catches your attention. It says something along the lines of, here's how I'm making the $234,677.92. Got to have the sevens, got to have the cents per month using the internet. You think it sounds like a scam, but nevertheless you decide to take a look, right? You would like some extra money, so you click that ad. The page you actually land on is offering you a product teaching you how the person is doing it. You're not sure whether to believe it or not because you see the screenshots, it's the first time you come across something like that, and you're not sure whether it all looks true, but the product's $97, it's not expensive, you decide to buy it, give it a try. Instantly, once you start getting into this world and you start seeing these things, the idea of making easy money online, it's got you hooked, but you follow through with that ebook, you go through the course, whatever it was, to the T, but you get no results. Now, by now, you've actually got quite excited about this whole concept of making money online. So you start telling your friends and family about it, you're telling everyone you meet, you're at the pub with your friends, and you're talking about this whole concept of making money on the internet, right? Now, over a period of time, you get pulled deeper and deeper into the world of making money online. You know it's real, you know it's not a scam, but you've bought a few products and still haven't made any money. Now, you start to get a little frustrated as time goes on. You've now spent even more money trying to learn what to do, but you just can't crack it. Eventually, you actually stop talking to your friends about it, to your work colleagues, to your family, because you know they're going to tell you, we told you so. You know, we told you this from the beginning, this stuff's a scam, right? But you don't believe them, you don't want the embarrassment, and you carry on. Now, maybe time starts passing by. A year or two's gone by, maybe more. I know a lot of people have actually been trying for a lot longer. You put so much time and so much money into all of this, but you've seen nothing, or in fact little in return. Sure, you actually know a bunch of stuff, right? You know, if you think back to that first day you discovered this stuff, you know a lot more than you did then. But the bottom line is you're not doing anything near like what you thought you would. You're not generating that full-time income. Your life hasn't really changed. In fact, for a lot of people it's actually got quite worse because you're now in debt and you've got all these debts and outgoings going out. You're feeling lost, frustrated, and ultimately you don't know what to do to make it work. So many others around you are actually doing it. You see all these success stories, you're seeing it in the forums, you're seeing the sales letters, but for you it's just not happening and you don't know why. And it's at this stage where most people actually give up, you know, because at the end of the day, you came into this with full hope, full promise. You've not seen the results. How long can you carry on doing that, right? You can't just keep, doing this stuff. Now, just out of interest, does any of that story actually relate to where anyone is right now? Have you come across any of this stuff? Have you been in any of those situations? Just a show of hands for any of that? Yeah? Cool stuff. Well, basically, that story wasn't completely false. A lot of that, I sat there and write that up, but that was actually me. That was what I was going through for several years. I used to, people in my job used to laugh at me. I started with full encouragement and excitement about it, and in the end, people poking jokes at me. How's your internet scam going? They'd say, as I'm walking around my head office, right? No, serious. Till the day that I actually handed my notice in, then their tone changed. Now, you've probably seen this statistic online before, that basically less than 3% trying to make a successful income online will ever succeed at doing so. This means that over 97% will fail. So if we had 100 people in this room, to basically look around, most of you are doomed for failure, apparently, right? So it's not looking good for us, right? So how can you make sure you don't fall into that category? Because you don't want to be doing that, you're obviously here, right? Well, the key is, you need to build a real business with an evergreen sales system where essentially you can generate more money per customer than it actually costs you to acquire them. That's the key. Doesn't sound difficult, it's not difficult. It's not straightforward, it's not simple. I'm not saying you can leave here today and have this done and all converted and all in place, but that's all you need to do. If you've got a sales system where you can generate customers into your business for say $1, and you can make anything more than $1 by having the business set up, you've got a profitable business. It's time to scale, right? Done. Now, what I'm going to share with you here is basically the 5 components in my business that we've literally narrowed down this full system to 5 components and 5 components only. The intention is we will make about 2.7 million this year, and we will scale to over $20 million over the next 36 months using these 5 components only. Now, just before I actually get into these, let me just make it very, very clear that depending on where your business is at right now, if you are not generating a full-time income because you don't have your own products, you will start with component number 1. I'm not saying that you can go home and put all of these in place right now. Depending on where you're at will depend on which component you've got to put in place. What I can tell you is that you will need to bolt on each of these components if you want to make a 7- and 8-figure business. And this literally, the intention of why I've given you these 5 components is because there is a lot of information online, probably too much. You've got people releasing products day in, day out, teaching their systems of making money, and there's no wonder why there's a lot of confusion. We don't have to keep following all these different systems. It's literally customers create cash. If you can generate customers into your business, you can have a successful business that's very profitable. So component number 1, like I say, if you don't want to take notes, we will get you these slides anyway this week. Component number 1 is to have a high converting front end offer in your business. Now, a lot of what you've heard over the course of this weekend has been about launching products. Okay, and this kind of, yes, it's a great way to get started. I have a very successful coaching program that teaches people research, product creation, product launch, how to then generate the income from those customers and rinse and repeat to scale up. But that again is a short to mid-term view on building an internet business. What you want is more an evergreen offer. Something is there online that you can focus on, that you can optimize, that you can get to convert to successfully bring customers into your business profitably. And it all comes down to the front end offer. Now, after I've gone through these components, I'm actually going to fully show you my entire product funnel, from front end entrance gate, or whatever you want to call it, for people to come in, all the way through everything that we've got, the upsells, the back end, everything. You're going to see it all here right after these components. But just realise that that's where it starts. You know, you need a front-end offer in your business. You have to have that offer that you can focus on to get it to convert. And as I said to you earlier, the conversions is going to be the hard part. And this is one of the actual reasons that I don't think a lot of people do this. It's why there's probably a lot of people in our industry now that everyone's jumped on the whole launching a WSO bandwagon, because it's, you know, it's a massive amount of opportunity there for someone relatively new to create something of value, to release it, and to make money in their business. But not a lot of people can have one solid system in their business, like a sales machine as we call it here, where they completely optimize that. It's taken me about 13 months to build this system and to get it to work. Okay? Who's going to focus on one offer, one sales page, with upsells in the back end for over a year? Not many people, right? They're going to probably have launched 6 more offers in that time, and they're going to keep jumping from offer to offer and keep churning and burning their list to make that money. Right? We focused on one process for over a year. So that's component number 1, have that high converting front end offer. Component number 2 is to have multiple upsells after the customer buys. Now here's the thing, right? You don't have to have all of these in place before you actually start getting traffic to this process. You know, you can have that front end offer and you can start generating traffic and you start working on conversions. You know, the more of these components you'll have in, the more you can make per customer in your business, therefore the more profitable it becomes, the more you can actually pay for the traffic in the first place, right? So having multiple upsells. Now actually, like I say, I will show you my funnel, and when you see that, you might think we're actually quite relentless and ruthless with our upsell sequence. But we do things in the right way. We only ever increase the value we give to our customers. At the end of the day, they have 2 buttons to click, yes or no, right? So in my personal opinion, a lot of people disagree. I would very much like to have about 8 upsells. We will get there over the course of the year, okay? Like I say, ruthless. So yeah, have multiple upsells after a customer buys. And again, you've got to make the decision on what you feel comfortable in your business, right? Currently we've got 3 upsells. Next week we'll have 4, because we're bringing in a recurring income stream into the upsell sequence, a new one. But like I say, by the end of the year I expect we'll have 7 or 8. And we will do it in the right way. People might get slightly annoyed, admittedly, but we will only ever do it in the right way and we'll position it right. We're not the type of people that say, hey, you just bought something, but to actually get the full value from it, you've got to buy this. You know, that's a bunch of trash, right? We will only ever increase the value. For example, we can get into this in a bit, but basically the front-end offer is kind of like a mini coaching course. The second offer is like a done-for-you package of everything they would need to grow their business successfully, right? So they can go and get that themselves, or I've spent over $1,000 and they can have it for 97, right? So I've done it for them. So you can see what I mean in terms of doing things right. So having multiple upsells after they buy, that's going to increase the customer value in your business. It's going to increase the value you give to your customer. At the end of the day, they should make your customers' lives easier, right? So that's what the upsells are there for. Now, like I said, this is where things kind of step up to the next level in terms of the components here, because not everyone, when you're starting out, a lot of people will say, you know, I don't have the ability to create higher ticket offers in my business, I don't have the knowledge to do so. And admittedly, you know, that's true, right? Until you're actually getting results, until you're actually fully able to help people, or you're able to actually, you know, it can be actually easier for guys creating like the softwares. You can have a platinum version of your software created that does more, that is better, has more features. There's your back end. You know, a high ticket back end does not have to consist of a coaching program. That's just kind of what I do in my business, because that's the route that I've gone over the last 4 or 5 years. So having the higher ticket back end offers, you know, you've acquired the customer to start with, you brought them in with your front end offer, which will be your lower priced offer. They've gone through your immediate sales upsell sequence. Okay, now you've got them on your list. Now you can actually work on increasing the value, increasing the relationship, and offering them higher price packages. Okay, so like I said, if you haven't got that front end offer, and if you haven't got those upsells, you're not going to jump straight away to having the higher ticket. But it's a progression. Just realise these components, you bolt them on one by one as your business grows, and the profits in your business will only ever increase because of it, right? And actually, just before I move on to the next one, when we did put this in place, my first high ticket offer was $997. It was $1,000. I remember very clearly the day we put that in place, because it was my first, outside of a launch, not having to do a launch, it was my first 5-figure day. Okay, we literally put this in place. Like I said, I don't have the biggest list in the industry by any means whatsoever, because I don't need it. And this really just changed things very, very quickly. Okay, and if anything increased profits like never before, this was the daddy right here, right? Phone follow-up. Now, again, this really is stepping it up to the next level in a sense, but if you can find a way to get your customers on the phone to find out how you can help them and what their struggles are, what their problems are, And if you just so happen to have, you may not always have, but if you happen to have something in your business, a higher ticket offer, that can actually help them with those problems, you will explode your income like absolute crazy. Okay, like literally, I mean, we're very good at this. I mean, I don't like to brag, but I do it myself a lot of the time. I'm very good at doing this, right? In terms of, you know, and just give you kind of not a full script in the sense here, but we're not going on the phone to be a salesperson by any means when you do this, and this is what you've got to bear in mind. You're not going on the phone to sell to your customers. You're getting on the phone to say, where are you at? What things are you struggling with? What level is your business at? Is there anything that I could possibly help you with today? Right? And you're just talking to your customers. You know the best thing, like, sometimes we don't even offer anything to our customers on the phone. We literally get on the phone, we go through this, and sometimes they've got struggles or they're struggling with a particular thing that I can't help them with. You know, because I don't have an offer to help everyone with everything. You know, every customer is not for my business. You know, but what I have and the people that I can help with it, you know, will help those people. And that's the thing, you're not trying to attract everyone, you're trying to attract the people that you can genuinely help. So for example, we would get on the phone, we would basically just say, you know, how's things going? You know, you've recently just bought one of our products. You know, how's things going with that? Are you implementing it? Where are things at? You know, how long have you actually been trying to get started online? You know, how much are you currently making? You know, what are your actual struggles? If, for example, if someone says we've been trying for 2 years, I'm not yet making, you know, not even $100 a month, we'll say, well, why do you think that is? What are your biggest struggles? And many times we were like, literally, our customers will say, I need a mentor. I'm looking for someone to help me. I need a coaching program, but I don't know who to trust. Well, we just happen to be on the phone with them. They know they can trust us because they bought our products. They know they're quality products because they've already seen them, right? You're not selling to your customers. In fact, we actually have people, we actually don't let just anyone join a coaching program. They have to apply. Right? And that's one of the keys there, right? Have your customers come to you. So the phone follow-up, literally, you know, if you've got the right system in place to get your customers on the phone, and again, you know, is anyone interested in actually knowing how we get people to that process, or is it, should we skip that?
I'm interested.
Yeah? Just very, very quickly then, in this sense, like I said, this is kind of a next level thing depending on where you are, but all of you, if you're serious to actually go away here today and like actually build a business, which of course you are, even if this doesn't apply to you now, please keep it in mind, because at the point where you have component number 3, when you've got a high ticket offer in your business, if you, for example, if you're generating just 500 customers a month into your business, not huge numbers, just 500 customers a month, if you was to have a process to actually get people on the phone, if you spoke to just like 5% of those people, you're talking 25 people in a month, right? So throughout the week, Monday to Friday, probably just over 1 a day. Some days you'll have to call more than 1. You'll probably find with the right, once you learn the technique and once you learn what you're doing, if you're selling a $1,000 offer, you'll probably add at least $12,000 to $15,000 a month to your income, just literally getting on the phone saying, how can I help you? You know, what are you struggling with? So what we basically do, just to answer that question very quickly and we'll move on to the next one, basically we have people, they buy our front end offer, we then send them to a video where we have a little video series. And in that video series, we will talk, for example, about the steps that we do in our business, about what our coaching program teaches. So at the end of that, we basically say, click here to apply. They'll fill in a very simple application form, which actually we use SurveyMonkey, so it's actually just a survey. And on that, we just collect some details. You know, what's your name? You know, what country are you living in? What's your phone number? What's the best time to call? And we're actually quite upfront and say, how much have you got to spend? Right? Because at the end of the day, you're not looking for hundreds of applications because you ain't got the time to get on the phone with them. You know, until we get to component number 5 where you can actually really scale up. At the end of the day, if you're doing this yourself, which is exactly how I started, you know, didn't have the money essentially up front or didn't have the experience up front to start employing people and get other people doing this, I was doing it myself to figure it all out. So you can't get on the phone with too many people in the day. And what you'll get to the stage of eventually is the fact that it's not even worth your time. You know, you shouldn't be doing the phone calls yourself. But to start with, you've got to get everything going, right? Same with creating your offer, getting the conversion. You haven't necessarily got the money to invest, you just completely outsource everything straight away. You've got to learn things yourself. Some people disagree with that, some people say, what's the point in you learning these things, outsource it all straight away. I've always gone from the very start of building my business, from that blog post that I showed you, I spent weeks learning on YouTube how to install a WordPress blog. Right? So I've always done everything myself because now I know when I outsource stuff, I know if they're a complete clown and they haven't done it right. You know, so depends on you what you want to do. I personally like to learn everything myself, then I can pass it on the right way to someone else. The final component, which some people would have put this in place beforehand, like I say, it goes back to what I was just saying, is employing others to help scale. So for example, your customer support. A lot of the things that other guys have taught you about this weekend, your customer support and everything, there's no point me going over it. At the end of the day, you shouldn't be doing necessarily those things yourself. And just looking at the components that I've just shared with you there, you will be the one, if you're doing, say, coaching offers, or if you're outsourcing your product creation, you have to be the leader of your marketing plan in your business. At the end of the day, you're the boss. Don't try and shove everything off to someone else. You've got to be in control of your own business. You're the leader of that ship. And therefore, if you lose control of that, you don't know what's going on, right? You are the marketer. You are the one running your business. But to really scale up and to really kind of relieve yourself of a lot of the work and put your business on autopilot, essentially, you have got to bring in additional help. Got my right-hand man stood there at the back of the room. Mr. Craig. So yeah, got my help. Craig's there. We bring in extra help. Together. I don't have loads of employees. We outsource to graphic designers, but literally it's just me and Craig running a business. Like I say, we're going to be close to 3 million this year and 20 million over the next 3 years. We'll probably have by that stage 4 of us in the office to do 20 million. You don't have to have a massive, massive structure in your business. If you don't have a desire to have an office, you don't have to do that either. People can work from home. That's just my personal preference. So employing others to help scale really then is the pinnacle on everything that we just said. Have someone running your customer support. Have other people getting on the phone. At that stage, I love it when I went on vacation, for example, in September. I was celebrating my birthday. Craig sent me a text message every day. How many thousands we made. That's awesome. It really is. That's cool. When you're on the beach celebrating your birthday and you're getting them texts, that's awesome, right? Trust me. So I said to you I was going to show you my funnel. And like I said, I realised probably some of the figures that I'm talking about, probably sound pretty out there, right? $20 million is a lot of money, right? Don't get gripped up too much in the whole. Sorry if that's not completely clear. It's my whiteboard in my office. Basically, this is just the start of, and I'm going to go into this in more detail with some actual screenshots and things. But basically, this is it. When we're talking about millions, 7 and 8 figures, this is it. That's an 8-figure plan there, pretty much. Right? There's more details in there, but don't have people overcomplicate things. We will always look to try and make things more difficult because we don't believe it should be straightforward. We don't believe it should be easy. That there. We'll probably incorporate more upsells, like I said, throughout the course of the year. But that there now, that will be 6 figures a month by next month consistently. Just that. Right? So if you're looking for 5,000 a month, you can do it with a front end and a couple of upsells and one high ticket if you really want to go for it. But you could do 5,000 a month easy with just those first couple of bits. So don't overcomplicate it. Just look at the components that I just shared with you. Literally, not holding anything back here in terms of what we're doing. This is everything we're doing over the next years and beyond. I'm not going to do anything else anymore because I have overcomplicated a lot in the past. In fact, it's taken me too long to do this. I said to you, over a year. It shouldn't have taken that long. I'm angry with myself. So this is the entrance, actually, to my business. We do split test and do a lot of split testing on conversions with headlines and things, but this is essentially, wording apart. This is the entrance to my business. This is where all the traffic goes. Straight to that squeeze page, straight to the opt-in form. Right, we capture the email, then they go straight to here, to that beautiful face. That's why it sells so well, right? So straight to the immediate offer. As soon as they're on the list, immediately to the offer. I don't actually run double opt-in in my business. So some people ask that question, single opt-in, double opt-in. It's completely optional to you. I found personally that very, very few people, when I've got things set up this way, because we don't tell them to go and check their email, very, very few people will actually go and double opt-in. And by the time they do actually make their way to their inbox, they've already been slammed with another 20 offers throughout the course of the launches that day, right? So straight there to the offer. That's quite a long sales video, actually. Not going to play anything there. Then come the immediate upsells. So as you can see, if you can see it, we've got 3 upsells at this very second in time. Those first 3, it's 97. So our front end offer, if you can't see, it's $47 front end offer. We have increased the price. In fact, we doubled it. And the reason for that is, like I said, I don't want too many customers at this stage. And what I actually found was we get hardly any refunds at $47. It was $19.95. We get quite a lot of refunds. Put the price up, didn't change the offer at all, just doubled the price and more. We get hardly any. Different style of customer, different mentality, and people actually do something with it, is the cool thing. $97 upsell 1, $37, then $67, and probably in about 10 days or so, I reckon we'll probably get that $97 a month membership in there, which again, really looking to ramp that up. So one of the, when I kind of told you in the introduction, the kind of figures that I've done over the last 4 years, most of that done was with my very first membership site. We had a $97 a month continuity, and it literally grew like crazy when I first started figuring it out. We did $600,000 in a year in the first 12 months with my very first membership site. So I'm keen to get that one back in there. So here's the actual follow-up. Once we've actually got the customer, this is what I was saying to you, like most people, and probably a lot of the really, really successful marketers that you see launching products in the Warrior Forum and stuff, I'm not going to name any names, but most people don't have a back end to their business. They look to their JV partners, they say, hey, have you got a webinar that I can plug in? Have you got anything you can do with my list? That's the truth. Most people do not have anything in the back end of their business. So this is what we actually have. So like I said to you in the introduction, customer acquisition is just the very beginning. If you've got that short-sighted mentality on get the customer in, slam them with offers, as soon as they stop responding, do another launch, you're not going to last too long, because what if everything changed? If the Warrior Forum went tomorrow, I guarantee you there'll be some people in this room, not necessarily here now, but there's some people that would be very worried, right? Because they've got a short-term business set up and they haven't got this type of thing in place. So we're actually using automated webinars at the moment because they just work. You don't necessarily get as many people on them as doing a live webinar because at the end of the day, a lot of people know they're automated webinars now. They know, they know they're not running just on those 3 dates. If they open the email another week, they'll have another 3 dates, right? So you don't get as many people on them, but they do work and they're completely automated. So we have this running like, I can't remember exactly, is it like, I think we have got like 3 automated webinars. They run, is it like 3 times a week or something like that? I can't remember exactly. Like I said, the big man at the back there sets this up. So this is week 1. We have a webinar selling $2,000 products completely on autopilot. Week 2, we have another automated webinar promoted that sells a $1,000 product to $997. And again, just remember, this is all automated. So once we get those customers in, let's just say if you bring in like I say 500 customers a month, you've got them passing through this complete automated sequence. Like to us, this is our sales machine because it just converts visitors to customers and then it increases the customer value in the business. So week 2, so we give them like a 7-day promotion each. So for probably 4 days, 5 days, we promote the same webinar, then we stop. And we've actually got admittedly, it's quite intricate design in the business. Like, for example, a lot of people just use Aweber and they get added to a list. And you can do some things with those types of autoresponders, but it's not quite as awesome as this, if I'm honest. Because like, if people sign up to our webinar, they stop getting those emails, they go on to another list. And if they attend the webinar, they go on to another list. If they buy, they go on to another list. And we got so many sequences, this is why it's took so long. But I won't go too complex on that, just show you the actual follow-up sequence this is in place. So week 2, it's a $1,000 product again, that'll have its own 7-day promotion. So what you'll actually notice here, I'm not talking about promoting for anyone else at all. You don't actually have to promote for anyone else to make money in the business. It's a lot different to how a lot of people operate. Week 3, another webinar, $2,500. That screenshot I had to take it from the other one because Edward, the guy that was just speaking, he's done these videos for this, and he's sending me this one tomorrow. So I had to take the same screenshot because it's not complete to change that new video. So again, this is a $2,500 product. And one of the things you'll see here, one of those components that I said to you was having high ticket offers in your business. We now have multiple high ticket offers. You will obviously start with your first one, right? Having multiple high tickets, again, changes the game. You don't have to be selling a lot of these in a month to make a lot of money. So again, $2,500. Then week 4, we actually have a video series, and this is actually the route to application that I was talking about to get people on the phone. This is put in there on week 4. So they go on to this video series, we basically say, hey, check out this video series, a lot of great free training. So this does a lot of good. One, if they're not, like I say, the coaching isn't for everyone, what we do isn't for every customer, but all we can ever try and do is see if they're right for us. So we have this video series, and we basically say it's an introductory video there. I'm going to teach you what we teach my $5,000 coaching clients for free in this video series. It's probably like, well, I didn't say that. It's like probably about 40 minutes of content. So if anyone wants to sit there, watch that content, they're going to decide for them whether the coaching program's for them or not. Again, I'm not looking for the most amount of applications, not looking for everyone to get on the phone with us. We're looking for the right people because we're not here to sell people. We're here to give people the opportunity that can help them, right? So if they know that opportunity is for them, we can help them get to their goals. So that's week 4. It's basically, like I say, a simple video series. You can see at the bottom, if you can see that, guys, it says click here to apply now. It's a free, simple video series. So if you've got any knowledge on anything at all, or when you're at that stage where you are getting results and you can actually pass on that knowledge to someone else, simple thing. Some of my coaching clients have done. They have their first WordPress plugin created or their first software. They launch it. They do that a couple of times. All of a sudden, you've got this knowledge and experience where you know how to do a proven plan to generate an income online. You know how to bring customers into your business by creating software or outsourcing software, and you can teach that to others. You know, you're not coming out pretending to be able to show someone how to make $1 million online, but you're actually coming out saying, I've got this knowledge, I've got this experience, these are the results I've been able to get. You know, I'm now willing to work with a small select group of people to teach you to do the same. You can do a simple process like that. Here's a video series on what I'm actually doing. Here's how I outsource it. Here's how I go ahead and do this. There's obviously a lot more to this process, you'll say in your videos, but if you're interested in actually learning how to do this and working with us, apply now, it's free. You know, and you'll get applications coming into your business. So simple, straightforward really. Like I say, until you're at that stage of getting able to do that, when you've got that experience and knowledge to do the high ticket, you'll be able to put something in place like this. It'll just explode your income. Week 5, we actually, again, we step up the game in terms of, and this is the people that really is, you know, there aren't many people ready for this at all when they come to this stage. You know, so we get the fewest people in our business applying for this package because it's between 10 and 20,000 to join this. This is the people that are, you know, generating, say, 6 figures a year online, and they really want to make that, you know, 7 figures a year, right? And this is the consulting. So again, we're not looking for the most. You know, if you have one client a month pay $10,000 a month, it's a lot of nice money, right? So that's kind of week 5. Now, that's kind of where things are at right now. We're only, like I say, we're only kind of just touched the surface in terms of the back end of what we will be having in place over the course of this year. But with anything that I've learned over the last few years, it's not to have everything in place before you actually take action, before you start getting the results. There is nothing more important to you than that first sale. You know, the moment you make that first $10 sale, $20 sale, whatever it is, get that first customer, that's the most important thing to you. You do not need, in your business yourself, if you're going to be creating products, you're unable to have a lot of what I've just spoke to you there. But the reason that I've shared all of this to you is because I want everyone to think long term in their business. You know, I want you to realise that I didn't have a lot of this when I was getting started. I had to make that first sale, right? If you have the ambition, if you have the drive to actually really take things to that next level, a lot of people don't. To be honest, there's probably a lot of people in this room, several people that would say, you know, if I was making $5,000 a month, I'm happy. I don't need anything. I don't need any more. That's all I need, and I'm happy. But there's probably other people in this room that say, forget that. You're a fool. You know, let's make millions. You know, there's a lot of different people. So depending on what you want is dependent on what parts of what I've just shared with you is most important to you. You know, so maybe if you don't want to make millions, it's totally up to you. Now, like I said, this for us is kind of just getting started. That's what we've got now. My intention over the, you know, as we add more in, you know, each time we create and add a new automated webinar, we know we're going to make thousands and thousands more. That's going to happen completely automatically. You know, we do the work once, we create that presentation, gets plugged in, someone else does that, and literally we know we're going to make thousands and thousands more. So of course, you know, every time I add a new product in, it's a nice income boost for us. So just a quick recap on the 5 components there, just in case anyone missed anything. High converting front-end offer in your business, most important thing at all, completely. You know, you don't need any of that until you've got that. Have multiple upsells after a customer buys. Again, we're looking to increase the customer value in your business, and that's what all this is about. Have additional higher priced back-end offers. Okay, so when you're going through this progression, you'll be able to then have that. Don't be scared to do that, by the way. I remember I was absolutely crapping myself about charging $1,000 for something. If you can give the value because you've got the knowledge, don't be afraid to put that value on your time and on your work. You know, seriously, if you can help people in some way or another, then don't be afraid to charge that price. You know, at all. Don't get stuck. You know, I think a lot of people get so stuck in the kind of, and again, I'm not targeting anyone, but like WSOs are a low-priced market. You know, there's that whole era around WSOs. They're $10. They're you know, less than $30. Too many people get stuck there, and you're almost conditioning your customers to expect that they should get everything from you for $10. This is why we just raised our price on our front end, because your $10 customers, they will still expect. Like we've got $10 customers that try and command more time than our $10,000 customers. You know, it's crazy, but it's true. And that's why I say I don't want too many customers in my business, because I know we can help fewer people and make more money and have less stress. Phone follow-up and employing others to help scale. Now, what I just want to point out here is essentially why kind of, you know, like I asked a lot of people earlier on, you know, who's making less than $1,000 a month. Now, what I've just shared with you there and what I was just showing you in terms of the components, looking at that, you know, I'm sure there's probably people that are looking at that in this room and probably thinking, you know, there's no way I can go home and start working on that. And that's why I say to you, work on the first one first, because you've got to go through that progression, right? But if we look at that as a whole, it's no wonder when starting out, essentially why there is that 97% failure rate, right? Because you've got to be able to write sales copy that converts, or you've got to outsource that, and a lot of times we're coming into this because we don't have the money, right? So we've got to do it ourselves, we've got to figure it out. You've got to know how to create that high quality front end offer, you've got to be able to get the conversions with it. You need to be able to create your sales funnel, which is your upsells. You need to be able to create additional high ticket offers, merchant accounts. Simon, you've got a merchant account, any experience with that? Take you long?
Worth my oyster now.
But literally for us, like now, like when you get away from PayPal and PayPal isn't your business, right? I'm sure you can smile about that one. Like things change, right? But to get a merchant account, it's not straightforward, especially when you're starting out. Because for me, they asked for a lot of kind of business proof. I had to have I've got a limited company now in the UK. Had to show had to have a year of trading history with my business, so that's not straightforward. Shopping cart, when I showed you all the upsells and everything, it's a shopping cart that runs all those email sequences, that does all the magic behind the scenes of everything I was just talking to you about. Handling customer support, it's a big one, right? You heard, Paul talking about it earlier, right? It's huge with customer support. You've got to be able to handle that, and you don't want to be doing it yourself. Having the ability to test offers, improve conversions. It's definitely not easy to improve conversions if you don't know what you're on about. Employing a phone sales team and other team members. Now that list there essentially is endless. I was on a webinar just recently, I was going through the list, and I think everyone was that depressed by the end of the webinar on how much work they'd actually got to do to build a successful business that I think many people started questioning it. But all of us can do this, everyone in this room can do this. If you don't look at it as the big picture as such, if you have that long-term view, that long-term vision, and work towards that piece by piece, you can easily get to this stage, right? Like I say, the reason I showed you that blog post at the start was because it was 2008, the end of 2008, when I was aiming to make $1. Now we're aiming to make 20 million, and it's not that I've got any skills more than any of you here. In fact, there's probably a lot more intelligent people in this room. It's just the fact of narrowing down what you actually need to do. And that's why I just gave you those 5 components, because that's all we focus on now. There's nothing else. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need to be doing a million and one things. You don't need to feel lost. You don't need to feel confused. I'm sure a lot of people are, because of all the information out there. There's just 5 things. In theory, I'm not talking pie in the sky figures, but instead what we're actually talking on is fact. I'm learning from people and investing in people that are already doing this stuff. They're already halfway on their way to their $20 million target. They're already making tens and tens of thousands of dollars a day with these 5 components. I'm learning from these people. If you want the biggest tip from me today on what can shortcut you, it's learn from someone that's doing what you want to do. There is nothing bigger or better than that you can do. And I'm sure people that are already at that level could tell you that. I don't think I've ever spoken to a successful person in terms of business or in any area of life, whether it's your sports or whatever you do. Everyone is learning from someone that can keep them on track, that is better than them, that can guide them on what to do, right? Now, I'll be honest, I was sat in the bar yesterday, not drinking by the way, and I wasn't sure whether to give an opportunity today or not. I know a lot of people have not done that. They kind of just gave a presentation, they've given the content and kind of left it there. And that's what my intention was actually to do. However, there was another marketer, I don't think is in this room, that actually basically said, advised me basically that I should go ahead and give the opportunity and give people the opportunity to claim that if they wanted, right? So I'll be upfront and honest. I'm basically about to talk about an opportunity that we're doing in my business. And if you're looking for an opportunity, if you're looking for something to help you, then this may be of interest to you, right? So just complete transparency there. I am about to discuss something that we can do to help you and that you can get involved in if you're looking for an opportunity today. So I did mention to you earlier that there is that statistic, that most people will fail when they're trying to make money online, right? And possibly having gone through all the, everything that I just showed you, like I said, it's, after years of experience of doing this, it's still taken me over a year to put those things in place. And it's those components, it's that setup, it's that business system that I just shared with you, that ultimately, if you want to make, a lot of money online, if you had that now, you would be able to start making money very, very quickly. But the point of the matter is, most people don't have that, right? Or in fact, the ability to do it straight away. Now last year, I started doing a bit of research, and there was something that actually caught my eye, because I'm starting to look on how I can invest my money and what I can do with it instead of actually just blowing it and partying hard. So what I found was This was a report that was done by the Franchise Development Services. Now stick with me here, this may not be what you're expecting. But basically this report done by the FDS found that in franchise businesses, and I'm sure we all know a lot of them, the McDonald's, the Starbucks, right? There's a 91.8 success rate. Now if we compare that to what we're talking about in internet marketing, we're almost looking at a success rate that equals our industry's failure rate. So it's pretty big, right? And that kind of gripped my attention, and this is why I started looking down different avenues to do with this, and that's when I found current people. There's very few people in the industry that actually I managed to find that had something similar to this, and it really did just inspire me completely in terms of what could we do to really take business to the next level and give people the opportunity of having a massive success rate, or massive chance of a success rate, rather than a massive chance of a failure rate. So basically, when you look at those kind of statistics, this is what I essentially realised. I was kind of wrapped up in my own business setup, and I wasn't really thinking at the kind of levels that we are now. But what we're basically saying is, if you can take a proven business model with proven products and proven systems to sell those products, then you are seriously more likely to see success. Right? It's just incredible, right? So if you was to license a proven business model with proven products and proven systems to sell those products for you, this is a winning plan, right? If you had my business today, if the first person to come up here that got my business, they would probably go away and would be a millionaire within the next year or two, even if you're starting from scratch, right? If I showed you what to do. That's just the truth, because the business setup is there, it converts traffic to customers, and it makes a lot of money from those customers. Now, obviously, in terms of franchising a business, this is actually the McDonald's website from the UK. If you want to franchise a McDonald's, you're going to pay £125,000 to £325,000, and then they actually want 10 to 15% of your annual sales just to be able to open a McDonald's, right? So you're talking a lot of money here, plus then recurring to do that type of thing. So you're paying for the massive success rate, right? You're paying to take the name of a proven business, you're paying for the products, because they know basically if you can get customers through the door, which because of the brand they're going to come through, you're going to make a lot of money, you're going to have that success, right? So what I want to ask you is, what if you had my funnel, basically within the next 48 hours, you had access to my high converting front end, you had access to the entrance of my business to send traffic to, you had access to the multiple upsells or high converting upsells with my complete follow-up system, selling all those products, doing everything that I've just spoken to you about today. Basically, with me having created the offers, my leverage, my name, my reputation in the industry, this is selling those products for you. And basically, what if you had full access right now for my complete business setup, selling those products for you? I'm talking about the merchant accounts, the shopping carts, me doing the customer support, Craig doing a lot of the work for you in my business. Essentially everything that I've spoken about today. What if you had access to it right now to send traffic through to make money? Okay, it's literally like the biggest done for you thing that I've probably ever seen, right? But more importantly, what about if it made it more attractive if you basically got to keep 100% of the income from the upfront funnel? So I'm talking about the front end, the multiple upsells, and in about the next 10 days or so, the recurring income. Obviously, because we're doing this all for you and processing everything, I don't know if you realise, but you do incur processing fees, merchant fees with this kind of thing, and settlement fees. So it almost works out about 90% of the income. You're basically getting all the profit from it, right? But because we're processing everything for you and doing all this, we obviously do have to take off the charges, right? Essentially, and I don't say this lightheartedly, I realise this may sound, quite out there, but essentially what we have created is the ultimate six-figure shortcut for anyone that's essentially serious to actually have a proven process to follow, to get traffic into a proven business model. This really is a six-figure shortcut, and I don't say that lightly. It wasn't actually me that coined it the six-figure shortcut. It was actually one of my mentors. When I first showed him what I'd created, this is what he told me we'd done, okay? Because it is a proven plan. And if you can put traffic into a business setup like this, I don't know if there's anyone in the room that has that kind of setup, a full product line with a full back end, but they'll be able to tell you, if you can put traffic into that, you'll make more money than you're spending to put in. Okay, so it's just a proven plan that works. And rather than talk theory, because I realise if you haven't seen this before, this may sound like theory, but I want to actually just go into the numbers for you, because genuinely, like I said, when I give any kind of opportunity online, it's not that I'm looking for everyone and anyone to join, because we simply don't want everyone and everyone to join. It's not for anyone, everyone, everything that I do. So just looking at this, I said you basically get all the money minus the fees. This is how it basically works. The front end offer for some reason is not on there, but the front end offer is $47. From every $47 front end sale, you'll get $42.30 in cash, right? I'm not making any money from this. From the $97 upsell, you'll get $87.30, and I will show you what the upsells are all converting at in a minute. The $37 upsell, you'll get $33.30 of that. From every $67 sale in the upsell in the funnel that we make for you, you'll get $60.30. Plus, like I said, in about 10 days, we're incorporating $97 a month recurring, and you'll obviously get 90% of that, or whatever it works out. So you're going to build a recurring income as well, right? Now, I think this, no, it's not too small. But basically, I've done an example here on what if you could send just 100 sales through this process. Okay? I'm not talking massive numbers, like I said to you. We don't need as many customers coming through the business as most people need to make more money than a lot do in terms of the number of customers. So basically, on these numbers, with my help, I'm not talking about you just saying, here, you've got access to it, go away and do it for yourself. With my help, and I'm going to show you in a minute how much I am going to help you, do you think you could make just 100 sales of that front-end offer? Remember, this is a high-converting sales process that's already been tested for many, many months, that's already working. What you're getting access to here with this opportunity is exactly what I'm doing. You know, I am driving traffic at this funnel. I'm not doing anything different, and this is how we're going to make 20 million within the next 36 months. So with my help, could you make just 100 sales? I'm not talking thousands, just 100 sales. Right? And I'm not even talking about this week. There are people with email lists that could probably do that this week, right? But what about for those of you guys that put your hand up and said you're not making $1,000 a month yet? Could you do this over the next 3 or 4 months? 3 or 4 months. I'm not talking about quick riches or any hype or anything. 3 or 4 months with my help to make yourself 100 sales. And if you can, with that help, which of course you can, 100 sales at $42.30, that's already $4,230 in commissions that you will be sent from me, right? Now, our second upsell, I can't remember who I was telling, it was someone at the back of the room there. I was actually telling someone earlier in the bar how I was afraid to tell you the conversions that we're getting on the first upsell, because I didn't think you'd believe me. So what I've done, I've more than halved them, just so then when you see double conversions if you join, then you'll be even happier. So I put 30% conversions on our second upsell. It's between nearly 78% we actually see, just to tell you, but let's cut it right down because I don't want to hype anything up. But just 30% conversions on our first upsell, that's another $2,619 to you. 25%, again, I literally really just cut down all the conversions, so this is less than you would probably actually make, but that's cool. $832 you would make from the second upsell, from the sales we make for you, and from the third upsell, $603. Now, I haven't even included the recurring, because like I said, it's not there at this moment in time. We have had a $20 a month in there, but we're replacing it with 97. So just from 100 sales, on these conversions, which are actually lower than what we're seeing, so you'll probably make more than that, quite a lot more than that, that would be $8,284 just over, okay, just from those 100 sales. Now that's just with the upfront sales funnel. And hopefully that sounds already quite appealing, because it doesn't actually stop there, in fact far from it. Now everyone else, I don't know if you've had much experience in terms of, say, being an affiliate of anyone else's product launches or an affiliate of anything whatsoever at all online. You are largely, I think there's very, very few people that will ever pay you anything for the back end of their business. This is why a lot of the WSO sellers, for example, they're happy to give you 100%, because they're going to make all their money on the back end. They've got the high ticket offers, but for you as an affiliate, you get cut out, right? I'm sure there's some people that don't want me to say that, but that's the truth, right? I'm giving it as it is. So basically, rather than kind of do that and be quite selfish in terms of you send us the customers, we'll give you quite a lot of money, but then we're going to make a whole ton more and you get nothing. Instead, what we've done is we're thinking long term. We're thinking, how can we help someone that's not yet generated a full-time income make an incredible amount of money? So basically, what if in addition to you getting to use that complete upfront funnel and us making all those sales for you, and going through that funnel, what if you also got massive commissions on my back end as well? Back end products. That's correct, because basically, obviously, I have a very successful coaching program, and we've got all these other high-ticket offers in the back. And obviously, what I've shown you today is just the beginning of what we'll have. I'm not going to stop creating products, right? I'm going to keep doing this, and it's only ever going to increase and grow. So what if I actually also paid you commissions on those, and you was earning money from that? That would obviously help you make a lot more money, right? So basically, my coaching program is called 6 Steps to Success. It basically sells for just under $2,500. This is one of the things that we do actually sell on the phone. So obviously, this is me and my team doing all of this for you. Basically, I'll narrow it down in a minute to the fact that you only have one task to do to make all this money, and I'm going to help you do it, right? So basically, you've got my coaching program, $2,500. This is actually a 6-month coaching program, just so you realise, whereby I actually work with people in this group. We have a small group, $2,500. They get weekly webinars, they get all this training for 6 months. So I'm actually doing all the work. You don't have to do anything. I'm not saying you have to do any work whatsoever here. Once you send those front-end customers, this is all going on for you automatically, right? And I'm going to split that with you equally. Even though, obviously, I've got 6 months of work to go into that sale, and even though there may be additional costs for me in terms of what I do for the customers, I'm going to give you half the money. We're going to share it equally. So if you send those 100 customers like I'm talking about, me and my team are going to put them through that process that I've already shared with you today, and we're going to get the applications. And this is all going to be happening for you, like I said. Now, again, I'm the type of person in my business that I always like to dumb things down rather than over-exaggerate, because I know, for example, if you make more money than what I'm stating here, which is very likely, you'll be even happier, okay? So what I've said is here, what if from those 100 customers, just 3 of them were suitable for the coaching program? Okay, we're likely to get tens, probably through our process, at least, I would say, a good 20% of those customers applying for the coaching after they've been through this process. We put them through here, and I've just really dumbed it down and said, well, if just 3 of them would purchase the coaching, basically because I'm sharing that $2.5K with you, that'd be $3,744 extra that I'd then be sending you, right, from those sales that we do. So that would basically total, and these are, these aren't guaranteed figures. In fact, that's why I tried to reduce them so that you would hopefully see more than what I'm saying here. But based on those figures and conversions that we're currently seeing, from just those 100 front-end sales, we're talking about you possibly making around about over $12,000. Like I say, if it was more, then fantastic, but I like to keep it low so that you're even more happier afterwards. So that's where we're up to right now in terms of just the front-end sales, the upsells, and then the one coaching program, right? And that's the type of money we're talking about you making. But there's also more. Now, we have, like I say, we've got multiple high-ticket offers currently, right? Now, every single one of them, I'm going to give you 50% on. So you just send the sales, I'm going to share everything with you. I'm going to give you all the money for the front-end sales, I'm going to process everything for you, I'm going to do all the customer support, and I'm going to share equally 50-50 down the line all the sales that come from your customers. I'm not here to be selfish, I'm not here to make more money than you are. You're going to be actively taking action, you're going to be a partner essentially in this, and I'm going to pay you very, very well for doing it. Okay? Actually, how this actually works out, you'll make more money than I do in my business. Of those 20 million I'm talking about, I'll probably get 4. Okay? My partners that join this program will be sharing about 16 million. Okay? So we've got one that I'm actually talking about here. I'm going to basically give you a 4-figure commission on that. Once you basically start, one of the long-term visions I've got here is the partners that join us in this opportunity. One of the things that I've always been very successful at is leveraging my successors for bigger and better things. And one of the things that you'll learn is, for example, if you was to join us in this opportunity, when you get to, let's just say, $5,000 a month, you will be attracting a lot of attention. And you may not see it now, you may not have that view now, but it will happen. For example, when I started my blog, people started asking, how are you getting traffic? How are you building your list? That's where my first product came from. People asked me to help them. So when you're making $5,000 a month and you're excited about all this success you're now seeing, you're going to be talking about it. For example, you're probably, you might go on Facebook and say, I can't believe it, I just made my first $1,000 day today. People are going to be attracted to that type of success, and this will naturally happen. Now, what my intention is for the partners in this program is to help you take those successes and literally explode your income. Like if you're making $5,000 one month, I reckon I'll be able to help you make $15,000 the next month and then keep scaling very, very quickly. Okay? Because success attracts success. And you'll be able to really explode things with the plan that I have here, right? So just a quick recap. Basically, where we're up to so far, instead of your average, if you're going to promote a WSO, you might get $5, $10 commission on the front end, then they might have one upsell at $27 and they'll share it with you, right? You'll get, what, $20, $30 maximum commission. So far, with this program, we're talking over $2,500 per sale potential, okay? Which admittedly, you're not going to get that for every front end customer, but that's the potential we're talking about. And my role in this, and my role in my business, is to make us both as much money as possible. Because like I said, I'm the leader of this ship and you're the leader of your business. My job is to make this as profitable as possible. If you're making more money, you're going to be happy, you're going to put more money, more work, you're going to invest in more traffic when you start making a lot of money, therefore everything's just going to grow very, very successfully. So essentially, how I've built this, and this is why it's probably took so long to kind of create this system and then create this program, is that if you look at all the reasons for potential failure that you have right now, and the statistics of why so many people fail, what my intention is, and why I really do think this is a six-figure shortcut that can happen very quickly, is we've removed all the reasons to fail. Because right now, if you're not making a successful income online, you probably don't have a high converting front-end offer. If you are making a bit of money but not enough, you probably don't have the back-end structure that we have here and the system that we have. Right? And you probably don't have the high-ticket offers if you're not making multiple 5 figures a month. It's probably because you're lacking one or more of the components we're talking about. So we've removed all those reasons to fail, and we're giving you pretty much instant access to tap into a successful 7-figure business and start using it yourself. And essentially, basically, the intention is here to simplify everything that you've got to do. I don't know about you, but I went through a long time of information overload and confusion, and jumping from thing to thing was a product essentially of not knowing what to do. Now, what the intention is with this here is that you have one task and one task only to make the type of money that we're talking about. And remember, those figures that I gave you, the over $12,000, it's from 100 sales. What if you make 1,000 sales over the course of the year? I'm sending you over 120 grand, just from this, right? So your only task in this becomes getting traffic to the entry point of the funnel, which, depending on where you're at right now, traffic may be a big issue for you, right? If you ask anyone why you're struggling, it's because I don't get enough traffic. I need more traffic to my blog. I need more traffic to my squeeze page, right? That's why most people would say they're not succeeding. Well, basically, because of that fact, and because this is the only thing that you've got to do in this opportunity is to drive that traffic, I've, again, wanted to remove that risk of failure. So basically, when you join us, when you do this, we're going to put you through 6 weeks of traffic training. Now, like I said, my lower entry point to my coaching program is $2,500. So basically, this traffic training really is, and essentially what you can get out of it puts a lot bigger value on that. If I was to offer this traffic training as its own product, it's a $2,000 product alone. So you're basically going to go through 6 weeks of traffic training that are going to show you 6 ways, specific ways, week after week, of how to get more traffic. Now these range from, some of them are paid advertising methods, some of them are free, which, you remember what I said, you have got to work and put your time in to get that traffic for free, right? You either put in your time or you put in your money. So depending on where you're at right now, you may wish to go with the free methods. You can follow those, you start getting results. When you start getting results, you can reinvest some of that money to really take your income to that next level, right? So with traffic being the only thing you've got to do and the only potential reason to not succeed and make a very successful income with this, we now solve that because we show you exactly how to do it. And the things that we show you to do is exactly what I'm doing. And like I say, we will make millions this year doing those traffic generation methods to this funnel. Now you have the chance to do exactly the same with us, right? Start making a successful income yourself. Now, one of the things I want to point out is, as I already told you, I'm giving you all the money from the front end and the upsells. So the only way I actually make money from you actually making money yourself is by you getting the sales. Now, I'll say something now that probably wouldn't make me the most popular person in the industry amongst other marketers. Most people don't give a damn once they've made that sale because they've made their money and therefore they don't have an interest in whether you do anything with it. In fact, the truth is most people, when they buy a product, they don't do anything with it, right? They leave it on their hard drive, they'll buy something else the next day. Most people will not actually implement what they've just purchased. Now, one of the things what I really do believe separates this apart from most of the things out there is if you aren't making money, I'm not making money. And I've got such high ambitious targets for my business and for this system that you better believe I want you making as much money as possible. I want 6-figure a year income earners in this program, following the traffic generation methods, actually implementing what I teach you, and actually taking action to make all this money, right? So if you're not making money, if you're not taking action, essentially I'm losing money because we could have someone else in the group that is going to take action, that is going to do something with it, right? So we're looking for people that are serious and committed to do something with it. And what I'm trying to say to you here is what makes this different is that I'm fully behind you to make sure you do damn well with this. Because I need to make money too. I want to make millions. So I need you making a lot of money as well. Right? So we all want to make a lot of money together. So after you've gone through those 6 weeks, we're going to share all these traffic generation methods with you, and we're going to train you for the first 6 weeks. You're going to go through these modules, you're going to learn how to drive the traffic, all very, very straightforward. There's nothing complex in terms of what you'll learn. But because this is a long-term opportunity and I only want your results to grow and grow, I'm going to do something that I don't know anyone else that ever does anything like this. You know, my coaching program is for 6 months, and then if you want to stay on for another 6 months, it's another $2,500. When you join this, essentially what I'm saying to you is you're essentially a partner for life in terms of working with me here, being a partner in this opportunity, and very successfully scaling your income up. So after that 6 weeks is up, it's not a case of, right, go out there, leave the nest and do what you want to do. I don't care if you make money with it or not. I'm going to work with you every week in a live coaching environment. Sorry, every month, but I'll tell you something a bit secret in a minute. I just ruined it. Every month, basically, we're going to train you and run live, ongoing coaching on an ongoing basis, privately, just for our partners, right? So what I'm guaranteeing to you is at least one. What I'm telling you is there'll be probably at least 2, 3, or 4 a month. Right now I'm running these every week. You know, this isn't, you know, I'm not offering this to you today as an experiment. We have people already generating income in this. We only started this a few weeks ago. Well, in terms of letting other people make money with this, we've been making money with this system for many, many months now, hence the conversions that we see. But we let some people join this last month, I think it was. I can't remember. In the last few weeks, there's already people making money. People that have never made money online before are already making money in this program. And like I say, I need you making money, so I'm backing you to make money with this, and I'm sticking by you to make sure you do become successful. I don't want you dropping off, because at the end of the day, like I said, the more you make, then I'm able to make some with you as well. So every single month, I'm going to be training you, coaching you, sharing with you what's working, bringing the people that's making the most money to share what they're doing with you. You know, all this stuff, like I said, don't have a short-term view on this. If you're looking for a quick fix, if you're looking for a bit of overnight success that fades and goes to nothing and you end up back in the same situation this time next year, this isn't for you. If you're ready to kind of do something that really does work through a proven process and work with me on a long-term basis, ongoing, with live ongoing coaching, live support, ongoing support to work with you, then you should be paying very close attention. Because like I said, I want you to consider this a partnership for life. I'm not saying you don't do anything else in your business. I'm not saying you don't create your own products. What I'm saying is, if you're not currently generating a successful full-time income and you want almost a shortcut to get there, to then really take things to the next level for yourself, you know, I really want to invite you into this and kind of work with you on a permanent basis to make this happen, right? Now, in addition to that, you really wouldn't essentially need anything more than that. You know, we've got 6 weeks of traffic training. You've got you tapping in instantly to this 7-figure system setup. You've got us doing everything for you, the customer support, the phone selling, the back-end systems, me doing everything for you essentially. You just sending the traffic with our help to make this money. You really wouldn't need anything more than that. But I did like sit down. I kind of, when we mapped this out last year, we kind of thought, well, what can we do to make sure there is really no, reasons to not succeed? How can, what excuses might people come up with? What reasons might there be where they say, oh, I can't make money with this because of this reason? Now, one of the things that I'm going to do, this is just a bit of a bonus here, I'm going to give you all the products that we're talking about here, the front-end the front-end products, the upsells, and also the $1,000 product creation coaching course, because maybe you want to actually learn how to create your own products. Maybe you want to follow what some of the guys have been teaching you here today. You actually want to launch your own products to bring those customers into your business. In fact, if you was to join us on this, that would be a fantastic plan, because then you'd have customers to actually say, right, now you want to check this out, and put them through this process. It'd actually be a very, very quick way of generating customers into this and making a lot of money. So I'm going to give you access to all of those when you join as a bonus for free. So you got over nearly $1,300 of my products there as well. And there's even more. I said to you earlier on that my role in my business is to increase the amount of money per customer that we make. And therefore, after your customers pass through the funnel and you bank all that money, then you've got me and my team offering the coaching. You get even more money from that, of course. We're sharing that 50-50. Then they're going to pass through our Internet Profits automated sales machine, as we call it. My business is called Internet Profits. So this is like our automated sales machine. After they go through that follow-up sequence of additional offers of high value, you've already seen just a few of them here today that we sell on automated webinar. I'm going to share all that money with you as well. So like I said, I'm not here to say you send the traffic and I'll cut you in on a bit. Right? You send the traffic, you work with us, you put people through this funnel. Not only do you get all the profit from the upfront funnel, the front end, the upsells, we literally split everything from that moment onwards. That any of your customers buy, we are sharing it equally with you. We will incur all the fees. You will make more money than I do in this process. Basically, I'm going to continue creating products. I love finding out additional ways of how I can help my customers, and I know that every time I create a new product, a new coaching course, a new program, whether we go out and we create some new software, we have this done, anything that we do to help our customers further that we plug in here, you will make more money because we will increase the customer value of people coming through this process. So every time we add a new one in, again, you're just instantly, all your customers are tagged for life, by the way. We have this software, like our shopping cart, it does all of this. You're tagged for life. It's IP tracking, it's not just cookies. There's no chance of any of your customers now being tracked to someone else. When they come through that process, as soon as they buy that $47 offer, that is your customer. Anything that those customers purchase from us is then 50-50 between you and I. Okay? So we're sharing everything with you. So every time I add a new one in, it's an income boost, right? And there's even more. One of the things that I thought someone might come up with is, well, I can't do some of the traffic generation methods you're talking about because I don't have hosting. I'm sure most people probably have hosting, but just in case, again, like I said, I looked at any reason you might not succeed with this. We're basically going to give you a cPanel hosting account on my secure server for life. So if you want to do some of the traffic generation methods, you might need a squeeze page. You might, if you want to launch your own products, you might need hosting, or whatever you want to do. We're giving you this hosting account, right? So again, we've removed everything there. Now, I know people like to really ramp up the value that they put on their stuff, and you may look at some of those values there and not really understand at this stage why I've put some of those values on this. But again, I really have done those values down because genuinely, if I was to calculate what I believe they're worth, if I was to have this now, if I was to go back a year or more and not have to do any of this, I would pay a lot more money than each of those values that I've put on there. I really would. And whether you don't see that yet because you haven't been through that, in time you would. Okay? So basically, the opportunity here is to join the license rights program here, basically, where in the license rights program you're getting the license rights to have those 100% commissions minus the fees on that upfront funnel, right? You're going to get that 6 weeks of coaching. Don't know why that says live, but you're going to get those 6 weeks of coaching, $1,997 on that training if we was to sell it alone. We're going to do the monthly live coaching on an ongoing basis. Really don't underestimate that. Like, that is huge. Like, there are no coaching programs you can join where you are coached for life. And I'm not, I'm serious. This is my business now. This funnel, these components, this system that I've been talking to you about today, this is it for me. It's like, we do not need anything more. Like, I'm not doing anything else. I'm not jumping ship in a few years. Like, this is it. Right? So I'm giving you the chance to work with me permanently and to train you and to work with you on an ongoing basis to really make you damn successful, right? Me and my team making you high-ticket coaching sales. Put just under $20,000 as a value on that, with very good reason. The guys that, when we sort of grow this, and as things grow, like I said, we will need to bring on more people in future as everything grows to handle more phone calls. Their wages will be more than that, let alone, everything else going on. They will be paid a commission for making that sale. You're not losing out on that. I'm going to take that cut. Right? You will still get the 50%. So like I said, you are making a lot more money in this opportunity than I actually will be. Okay? Access to my funnel and product creation coaching course, as I said, just a bit of a bonus there to help you out if there's some areas that you feel you'd like to excel on, such as product creation. It's a $1,000 course, which is something you get $500 commissions from in my funnel. Again, it's $1,295. Free hosting account for life. Just put that there in case you need it. You may be totally set up with your own hosting. You may not need it, but I put it there just in case you do, right? 50% commissions on any licensee sales that we make you in future, and any front-end offers any new front-end offers that we create. Now, I put priceless on that because basically, typically, when you buy license rights to any product or anything, right, you will have the license rights to that, and that's it. Nothing else included. Now, with this, obviously, because this is an ongoing thing, there will be a time where the current front-end offer has had so much exposure that we switch it out for a new one to keep conversions high, right? We like to do that to keep everything fresh. Now, in a typical setup, that would mean, well, you had license rights to the current one, you haven't got license rights to this, right? Which would be pretty crappy for me to do, right? So anytime we create a new front-end offer and anytime we switch that out to keep conversions high, to keep everything fresh, everything just continues as it is, you know. And you, again, anytime we create these new offers, you'll get access to those as well, right? I'm also going to give you, as I said earlier, further 50% commissions on new products that I create. So, like I said, my idea here is that will only ever keep increasing your income in this opportunity, because the more money you make, the more money you'll be able to invest in traffic on an ongoing basis. Therefore, the more sales you'll send, the more money everyone will make in this opportunity between you and I, right? So basically, with what I'm saying there, the real value on this, at least, to keep it low, is $39,280. And like I said, with, what, 400 front-end sales, you'd already have covered that amount of money. I'm sure over the course of a year, if you're serious about this and you're looking at it long-term like I am, and you're going to do this on an ongoing basis, you know, I genuinely believe that we will have six-figure earners in this room if anyone joins us in this opportunity. 6 figures a year, right, from this. And you've got to do it, because otherwise my targets aren't going to come in and I'm going to be mad. Right, so, serious. Plus, I decided when we opened this up and let some people join just recently, that I would do a ridiculous guarantee. Now, what I've done in my business just recently with my coaching program and everything is I no longer offer a 30-day guarantee. Because like I said, I'm looking for the right type of people. Therefore, you're not allowed to join my coaching program or any of my kind of programs at that level where I'm investing in people with my time. You're not allowed to come into it with the thought of, I'll give this a go. You know, because if you're going to give it a go, you're likely going to find an excuse as to why you can't achieve success with it. So we say in my coaching program now, you're no longer allowed a refund after 30 days, 10 days, 60 days, whatever. But we do something far more ridiculous, okay? And I'm going to tell you that in a moment, because basically coupled with the guarantee and with this actual opportunity, genuinely I believe, and I mean this in all seriousness, that you cannot lose. Right? You cannot fail to succeed unless you fail yourself to take action. And that's one of the biggest keys, and that's why I'm doing this ongoing support, because you've got to take action. I want to support you to do it, right? So the question is to you, what is this worth to you? And I'm going to do that good old traditional thing right now, where I say, it's worth $39,280, but I'm not going to charge you to that. So let's just cut the crap right and say, right, we're dropping the price right down. It is a one-time only investment, and I'm going to dip it down. One of the things I just want to say, in a couple of months, when we have other people joining, there's going to be a $199 per month maintenance fee. We're scrapping that right now, so basically it's a one-time only investment. Basically what we're doing here is, it's just a one-time only investment, and this is in dollars, so the UK conversion is at the bottom, and we discount it a bit more as well. It's less than £1,300 to actually join this as a one-time investment. Like I said, my intention is that I want you to become a six-figure earner with me. I want to help you to do that. So the only decision ultimately that you've got to make in terms of now, I realise this isn't for everyone, I realise maybe you haven't even come here looking for an opportunity, but if you have, and you want a serious opportunity and you want ongoing support and help, I'd like to welcome you to basically join us here on this. And like I said, if you think about how many sales of this with my support you've got to make a return on your investment, it's nothing. In fact, I think it works out at about 21 sales you've got to make to get your money back. Everything else then is profit. And like I said, I want you to be looking at this that you want to make thousands of sales a year, not just a few tens of sales, right? So it is just that. And I think Craig's got some forms, I think, somewhere at the back if anyone's interested, or if anyone wants to ask me any questions, I can come to the back there and actually just speak to some people at a one-on-one if you want to ask me any questions. But I told you I've got a ridiculous guarantee, and again, I'm taking a massive risk here, but really what I'm doing is kind of showing you how serious I am in terms of I know you'll get results if you take action. So I'm basically going to give you a double your investment money back guarantee. So like I said, this isn't just to come in and give this a try, because this isn't for you if that's the way you're thinking. I'm looking for serious people. What I'm basically saying is, join this opportunity, become a licensed rights partner, work with me, join all the training, go through everything I'm doing, join the monthly webinars. You'll have also support, you'll be brought into the community, we have a Skype group, you'll be connected with me and Craig on Skype. If you've got any questions any time of the day, Monday to Friday when we're in the office, we're there for you, right? Because we want you making the money. And basically, I'll give you a 6-month guarantee. If in 6 months and 1 day from now you have not made at least $4,000, working with me, I'm going to give you all your money back. I'm going to give you the $2,000 back. At the end of the day, if you're not making money, neither am I. I'm not here to basically bring you into a program where I don't believe you can get an income. I'm not here to kind of trick you into anything. I'm here to give you a genuine opportunity, and in terms of what you can get back, I'm basically willing to give you that guarantee because I know you're going to make a lot more money than that. And like I say, I don't just want you making $2,000 in the next 6 months, right? And there's my guarantee. If you don't happen to double your investment back after 6 months and 1 day, I'm going to give you the $2,000 back. Don't need it, don't want it, right? I want you making results, getting success. So I'm basically taking all the risk. I'm basically guaranteeing to you that you're going to make at least $2,000 profit in the next 6 months. Like I said, let's make a lot more. I don't want you just making that smaller amount. Let's make a lot more, okay? So basically, if you wanted to join us or if you wanted to actually speak to me, I'm going to kind of go to the back of the room and anyone can come over and ask me any questions that you want. If you want to join us, basically what's going to happen is I'm going to go home tomorrow. We're going to get everything set up. We manually set up these accounts. We do everything manually because this isn't a publicly available opportunity right now. Within 48 hours, I'm going to give you a call personally, not someone from the office or the team. It's just basically I'm just going to give you a call. I want to know the people I'm working with. Basically, I kind of don't usually do this without application and such like. I like to know the people I'm going to be working with up front. But you guys are all here. I know you're action takers in terms of you want the results. So give me the opportunity to join without any application. I want to get on the phone with you, speak to you, just kind of find out what you're up to so far, where things are at for you, what kind of income level you'd like to get to, and really put a plan together for how you'll get there with us, right? Then you'll basically be set up with your private access. So just quickly, and we will round this up because it's probably been a while. This isn't for everyone, like I said, and I'm not here to say it's for everyone. I don't want to say this is for everyone. Now, if you've already got most or all of anything that I've just spoke about today in place, that's great. You're definitely on the right path. That's fantastic. You don't need to join this because you've already got it, and you're already getting these results for yourself, and you can keep 100% of the money, right? If you're not willing to take action to drive the traffic, following our training and working with me on an ongoing basis, again, this isn't for you. Not looking for people that aren't going to do anything because it doesn't benefit you, it doesn't benefit me. And being blunt, there are excuse makers out there. There's people that say, oh, I didn't do anything for a few months because of this, or I bought this new product and it distracted me. This isn't for you if that's you. If you're genuinely ready to kind of focus on one proven plan and tap into a 7-figure system and work with me on an ongoing basis, then this is definitely for you, right? Don't even consider joining this if you're not of that mentality, okay? So this is for you on the opposite of those. If you don't currently have everything we spoke about, if you don't have your own high converting offers, your upsells, your full systems, like a phone team in place, high ticket coaching, you don't have everything that I spoke about today, this is a perfect thing for you, right, to kind of get there. If you want to follow a proven plan with a clear kind of way of doing that with proven support, then this is for you. And if you do genuinely, if you're driven and committed, I seriously believe that you can get to 6 figures this year with this. I'm not going to make any guarantees whatsoever because you've got to be responsible for yourself. I'm giving you all the support and coaching on an ongoing basis to help that happen. But in terms of what you've got to do to make 6 figures from this year, I would estimate that you're talking about 6 to 800 front-end sales. Simon's probably a guy in this room that does that in a couple of days in his launch. Simon hosting the event, these guys do that in a week in their launches. I'm talking about in a year, okay? 6 to 800 sales in a year. These guys do it in a week. That's what we're talking about, right? So like I said, just finally, I'm looking for partners to work together with us to make a lot of money online. I want people making 6 figures a year within the next 12 months, and I want that to only ever increase and grow, okay? Some of you will do it sooner. I'm absolutely confident and sure that we've probably already got a couple of people in the license rights that will probably get to 100,000 plus in about 6 or 7 months, okay, from getting started. So it just totally depends how committed you are. Remember, there is the double your investment money back guarantee, so there is absolutely no risk whatsoever. You'll be completely contractually, I'll be obligated to that, okay? We will set it all up, so that is absolutely, there's no question with that. I haven't got where I am today by tricking anyone or making any false claims. You have that double your investment money back guarantee. All you've got to do is take action. Don't do nothing for 6 months and then come back to me and say, hey, it didn't work. You've got to take action, you've got to do something with it. Okay, so let's get it set up, let's do it. Remember, like I said, the only thing you've got to do to become successful online is have traffic and conversions. There's obviously those 5 components we spoke about today in terms of really taking things to the next level, but this is what we have right now. I'm going to teach you to provide the traffic, I'm going to do everything else for you. You're going to make a lot of money with us, okay? So, that rounds it up. Mr. Warner, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. If there's any questions, I will.
Mr. DeanHolland.